you guys, and welcome to the Bible Study Studio. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I am your host. And I joy to come to you in this fashion. Now, today we are launching into chapter 7 of the book of Revelation. Chapter 7 of the book of Revelation. And for this week, we have 17 verses, which means that we will read 4 verses. We'll read 4 verses most of the days, and then one day we will read 5 verses. Because 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17, and there's 17 verses in our passage for today. Now, I did not have a video for us yesterday because I just wasn't up to it, and I apologize. This is a daily video series, and I should be coming to you daily, and hopefully and prayerfully we can get back into that starting today. Now, we have, wrong piece of paper, we have 7 keywords. Well, we have several keywords for chapter 8 and chapter 7 and chapter 8. And they are as follows: free, wrath, fail, tribulation, washed, dwell, feed, fountains, wipe away. Then we have the keyword 7, which we actually did prior, but we're going to go ahead and do it again. And then the keyword throne, earthquake, angels, and 4 winds. 4 winds is actually a key phrase. So, I used to do my keywords one way, but I started doing them a new way when we started this study process. And that new way is we define our keywords by going to blueletterbible.org and doing our keyword research work, which is part of the observation audit step in the E4 Bible study practice. So you will find this handy dandy daily keyword study guide in the community tabs, there in which you can do the research for the keywords I have just mentioned. Now, where did I get those keywords from? Well, I have 2 keyword Bibles. One's a keyword Bible and one is a KJV word study Bible. For my keywords, to identify the keywords, I use this KJV word study Bible and this keyword study Bible. I use both of these in the King James Version of the text for our keyword study guide. So therefore, prior to reading, we have a handle on what these words actually mean in the Bible. Because sometimes words will mean one thing in our English language, but in the biblical text, they will mean something else. And possibly in the Hebrew, Aramaic, and the Greek, they may mean something altogether different. So therefore, prior to reading, I believe we should have a handle on the definitions of our keywords. So I use these keywords, these study Bibles, for my keyword research. So that's what we use for our keywords research, and then this keyword study guide. Now, since you may or may not have the keyword Bibles or these resources that I have had, that is why I have gone ahead and shared them with you. Once again, they are free for chapter 7, for chapter 7 and chapter 8. Free, wrath, fail, tribulation, washed, dwell, feed, fountains, wipe away. 7, which we've done before, and the keyword throne, earthquake, angels, and 4 winds. Now, these keywords that I have just mentioned to you are not repeated in the prior 6 chapters. I've gone through and made sure that we're not repeating the keywords. And I think I calculated by the time we finish this study, we would have gone over 400 of the 1,700 keywords that are in the text, which is a lot. So starting at the end of the Bible is beneficial because that is a lot of keywords. For us to study 22 chapters and to learn and observe around 400 keywords, that is a lot of keywords considering there's 17 keywords in this particular word study Bible. That's a lot of keywords. That's a lot of work. So that is one of the benefits of studying in this E4 Bible study practice. Now, let's go to the text. Let's go to the text, and we're going to read 4 translations today of chapter 7 of the book of Revelation. And we are going to start. Know that I've read Revelation 7 in this translation as well. Okay? I've read it in the KJV. And in all likelihood, before we finish chapter 7, I will probably read in the Keyword Study Bible. Okay, so let's start with the ESV, which is a word-for-word translation. The ESV is a word-for-word translation. Let's go to Revelation chapter 7 and read. And while we're reading, we are going to observe the words that I have mentioned just now. So, chapter 7 of the book of Revelation. Chapter 7. Okay. This is John. John is still speaking. So, let's read. After this, we're going to read 4 verses today. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth, that no wind might blow on the earth or sea or against any tree. Did you hear that? Let me just read that for us one more time in the ESV. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back 4 winds of the earth, that no wind might blow on earth or sea or against any tree. Then I saw another angel ascending from the rising of the sun with the seal of the living God. And he called out with a loud voice to the 4 angels who had been given power to harm earth and sea, saying, do not harm the earth or the sea or the trees until we have sealed the servants of our God on their foreheads. And I heard the number of the sealed, 144,000 sealed from every tribe of the sons of Israel. That is the end of verse 4. That's our 4 verses for today. We read through 4 verses in the ESV translation. And not to worry, we are going to talk about this week, we're going to talk about that number, the 144,000. Okay, we will talk about that this week. Now we're going to the Christian Standard Bible, the CSB, which is a thought-for-thought translation. We're going to read in the thought-for-thought translation, Revelation 7, chapter 7, verses 1 through 4. 1 through 4. Let's just read and observe the words that we know are our keywords for this particular reading. Then I saw the Lamb open, that's chapter 7. That's chapter 6. Let me read in 7, because that's our assignment. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, restraining restraining the four winds of the earth, so that no wind could blow on the earth or the sea or any tree. Then I saw another angel rising up from the east, who had the seal of the living God. He cried out in a loud voice to the four angels who were allowed to harm the earth and the sea. Don't harm the earth or the sea or the trees until we seal the servants of our God on their foreheads. And I heard the number of the sealed, 144,000 from every tribe of the Israelites. 144,000 from every tribe of the Israelites. The Christian Standard Bible, the CSB. Revelation chapter 7, verses 1 through 4. Now, we're moving on to the New American Standard Bible, which is a thought for thought translation. Revelation 7, verses 1 through 4. 1 through 4. After this, I saw four angels standing at the four corners of the earth, holding back the four winds of the earth, so that no wind would blow on the earth, or on the sea, or on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the rising of the sun, holding the seal of the living God. And he called out with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was granted to harm the earth, saying, do not harm the earth or the sea or the trees until we have sealed the bondservants of our God on their foreheads. And I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 sealed from every tribe of the sons of Israel. That is verses 1 through 4 of chapter 7 of the book of Revelation in the New American Standard Version of the text, which is a word-for-word translation. Now, finally, we're going to read in the NIV translation of the text. We're going to read 4 verses of the NIV chapter 7, verses 1 through 4. This is John speaking. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds. And the 4 winds is one of our key phrases. To prevent any wind from blowing on the land or the sea or any tree. Let's read that one more time. After this, I, John, saw 4 angels, standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth, to prevent any wind from blowing on the land or on the sea or on any tree. No wind is a-blowing. Then I saw another angel coming up from the east, having the seal of the living God. This is the 5th angel. He called out in a loud voice to the 4 angels who had been given power to harm the land and the sea. Do not harm the land or the sea or the trees until we put a seal on the foreheads of the servants of our God. Then I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel. Now I have some thoughts. In regards to the 144,000 who I have some thoughts. I'm not going to share them right now, but I have some thoughts. And I will share that the fact that these are mentioned in the book of Revelation and that they are, this 144,000, they are part of the tribes of Israel. I will say that makes us responsible for making sure we in somehow, some way, minister to those people, minister to the people of the heritage of the tribes of Israel. We have a responsibility to be ministers to them, to those people, to the Jewish people. We have a responsibility. That's all I'm going to say. I might say more about that later, but that's all I'm going to say for right now. So, we have our keywords. We have read and reread the text in several translations. And we're going to continue reading and continue observing the text and the keywords in the text for the rest of this week. And then we are charged with the task of annotating the text, wherein which we will print the text in a 14-point font, double spaced, and we will go through and make observations of the text so we have a clear understanding of what's going on in this text. So that is another one of our steps of observation. Now, be sure if you have any questions or comments, please note them below and I will respond. Also, be sure and download your Only Jesus Makes All Things New Bible Study Sampler so you will have an understanding of our pattern of study. Now, chapters 7 through 22 are not in the sampler, but the sampler will give you an idea of our pattern of study so you can follow along in the study. And this keyword study guide and the way to a key to annotating the text is also available in the community tab, as well as a translation guide and as well as a literary genre guide. Those are also available in the community tab. Now, I didn't give us any questions today. What is wrong with me? No questions? Are you kidding me? No questions? Well, I'm going to read it one more time and pull out some questions. I don't know how I forgot this part. So, the questions that we normally ask are not pointed questions like how many angels are involved in chapter 7 of the book of Revelation. That would be 5. But that's not the type of questions we ask here. That's not our type of question. So, John says, after this I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth to prevent any wind from blowing on the land or the sea or any tree. So, my question would be, what was the task? What was the job of the 4 angels? What was their job? What was their mission? They had a mission to accomplish. What was their mission? And of course, the answer would be to hold back the wind. From what places were these 4 angels charged with holding back the wind from? The 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth to prevent any wind from blowing on the land, 1, or on the sea, 2, or on any tree. That was their task. Their task was to hold back the wind. And then John says, then I saw another angel coming up from the east, having the seal of the living God. He called out in a loud voice to the four angels who had been given power. They were given the power to harm the land and the sea. So another question I would ask would be, the power that these angels were given, were they able to use this power right away? This could be a multiple choice question, which we don't do, but for the sake of talking points today, were the four angels able to immediately use their power or not? And of course, the answer to that question would be they were not. They had to wait. They had to wait. And what did they have to wait on? What were they waiting for? What were they waiting for? Servants to be sealed on the forehead. On the forehead. These are the questions. It's 3 questions. They're not my best questions, but that is 3 questions for today. So tomorrow, our reading tomorrow. Let's do 5 verses tomorrow. We'll do 5 verses tomorrow. We will do Revelation 7, verses 5, because this is where the chapter talks about the tribes of Israel. Let's go back really quickly. And that, it's a lot. Okay, so starting in verse 5, the tribes of Israel and their breakdown are discussed in 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we'll read those. We'll go over those those verses tomorrow. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm not sure if the keyword tribe was mentioned in our list of keywords, but I'm going to add that to our list of keywords for chapter 7 and chapter 8, the keyword tribe. Now, it may or it may not have been mentioned. What did I do with my notes? Oh, here they are. Tribe. Nope, I did not mention tribe. So we're going to add tribe to our keywords. Because we don't need to assume that we know the meanings of these biblical keywords. In all likelihood, we have an understanding of what tribe means. But do we have an intricate understanding of what the keyword tribe means? So, let's use our study guide, our little keyword study guide page, in this portion of our study to have a greater understanding what these biblical words mean. And that's all I have for us today. This is Sonia signing out. I hope and pray you have a blessed day in the Lord. If you have any questions, wants, or needs, please list them below this video. And below this video is also the link to your Only Jesus Makes All Things New Bible Study Sampler. Have a blessed day in the Lord. Thank you.